I think there is a world where we say, how do we get people that are building these products and services to get closer to that business problem, or at least to the people that are trying to help solve them? And in some ways, I do think we got to protect people from that question sometimes. Like, yes, your company would like to use AI to improve their applications and services. But in order to build custom models, unfortunately, you're going to need some infrastructure.
Yep.
And our goal is to try to make that infrastructure easiest to use as possible so you can do that.
Yeah, I often describe that as undifferentiated lifting, right? That's a lot of what Kubernetes is doing, is taking and slicing and dicing my boxes so I can get better efficiency in running my applications. That's not actually the goal. That's just along the way of delivering my product, which actually solves problems. So you mentioned, like, sometimes as technical folks, we tend to be very focused on the technology, and very often in my work, what I have to do is get my engineers to look up and go, what are we actually trying to do here? And so what are some of the ways you do that with the folks around you?
I mean, it depends, because I just bought a house in a new subdivision, and I look out the window as they're building the other houses. And those people come in, and it's like, we have the blueprint, and we're all on the same page. The person that does the foundation, they do their job and leave. No stand-ups, no collaboration. This is the 100th foundation this person has put in place. They know the laws, they know the rules, and the inspector will come, check the work, and they understand that it needs to meet code. And then all the other people come in until the house is complete. And like clockwork, they can do this time and time again. And that level of professionalism and expertise. And I sometimes wonder, when we have people that are specialists in our field, how much protection should we give them so they can kind of focus? Because sometimes you want to take big ideas and break them down into boring plans that the people can execute. Sometimes people just want to come in and just like, listen, we want authorization. I know how to do that. Let me do that. And ideally, I don't need to be involved in all of these things, not for all of the things. Some things are complex enough where we do need to have everyone in the room because we've never done it before, and we have to figure it out for the first time. But I do wish we can get to a point where the professionals can literally focus and double down to get to that level of professionalism where they can go execute this way. I watch a lot of people in this industry that get distracted way too early from being able to get to that level because their calendar's filled with random stand-ups and no mentoring.
Yeah.
Maybe we can balance that out a little bit. So I do think it would be nice if leaders understood that formula of taking big ideas and turning them into blueprints that people can execute on. And when they can't, admitting that we don't have that level of clarity. So don't say digital transformation. Don't say DevOps.
Right.
And paper over the fact that needs to happen.
They struggle with that, though, right? Like, a lot of leaders, the very awake ones, I think, still struggle with it, but they're better at doing it, which is you kind of have to let go of some control to do things that way, right? Like, to not have the foreman lording over the guy pouring the foundation every moment and doing stand-ups every 5 minutes. Like, these, like, our engineers are sitting there like, I just want to do my job. Can you please at least leave me alone? But in our corporations...
Or approach the problem with clarity. Don't say we're here to transform the business, something DevOps.
Right.
And I'm sitting here like, I don't know what you're saying.
Right.
Now, if we have a business problem, meaning the service we run is too expensive to run at these numbers, the world has changed. We used to charge $10 for a stock trade. Now it's $0, and we got to get our stack to be cheaper now. I can work with that.
Yeah.
Right? I can figure that out. What I can't work with is we need to transform our business. Like, sure.
To what?
Yeah. Now I need you to give me more input. So as part of that feedback, it's like, listen, here's what we can charge for this thing. Here's what it costs to operate. Can you make numbers shrink? And as an engineer, it's like, you know what? I might be able to do that.
Yeah.
Right? We may have to change our database technology. We might even have to actually think about compression on the wire to cut the networking bill down.
Right.
But now at least I have justification for making these kind of decisions. But I think a lot of people are left vague